Over 50 years on America and Russia imposing a will on the European community, Eastern, and we are still treated like children, but without the problems of the righteousness. Each day we lose a little bit more of our settled, sovereign ability to determine our own future. And each day that moves us just a little bit closer to that terrible, unleashes a hurricane God himself cannot stop.
England versus fucking Argentina tonight. The game of the tournament. Morning, Andrew. So, bro, what score are you going with?
That's a hard one, but fucking hell, mate. Again, I think there'd be goals, but
I reckon it's going to be 2-2.
2-2.
Yeah, Andrew's saying 2-0. 2-0 to who, Andrew? England? Okay. I'm going to say 2-2. I was up last night, man. My fucking stomach is like a washing machine in this. That's a big ass bomb.
وكلمة تربيحة ما انت مين يشتري هي الخبث. Joe's grabbing a coffee before his big trip.
I've got a tenner on England to win outright. Mark was supposed to put a bet on at the start. He was going to back England. You know, this is England's best chance to win a World Cup. I'll be honest with you, I think they're going to win it. You know, this country will go fucking bonkers, mate, if England win the World Cup. What? I know. Well, I told you, I said, bro, go with your instinct. Like, I'll be honest with you, like, if England win tonight, the country will go bonkers. But if they win the World Cup, this country will go fucking gaga. I'm telling you, you know.
Бесконечные вопросы насчет моего здоровья. Обязательно надо говорить, крепкий и бодрый. Господин президент! Кто так? На помощь, на помощь! Yours or mine?
Yeah, England tonight. It's gonna be a good old game. You know, broad shoulders. Well, they need to neutralise Messi tonight, bro. I woke up on the sofa at 4:30 this morning and I went to bed and I couldn't go back to sleep. I was lying there tossing and turning and, you know, don't get me wrong, I fell asleep till 4 in the morning and I went to bed. It's like fucking, but I couldn't go back to sleep, you know what I mean? I did try, like, you know, but my fucking stomach's like a washing machine. So go on, give me a score. England and Argentina. I'm going 2-2, bro, yeah? Alright. It's like a jail uniform. You know, I'm in prison. Just got out. Me fucking stomach, mate. I've been awake since 4:30 this morning. You know, but I tell you what, England tonight, this is England's best chance of winning the World Cup, you know. I can smell smoke. You know what? Someone set fire to the mirrors and you can smell it. You can smell the smoke, Andrew. Andrew, can you smell smoke where you were? I can see Argentina winning on penalties. Ooh. Don't fucking jinx yourself, mate. I'll be honest with you, this is England's best chance to win the World Cup since '66. I truly believe it. I told Mark from the start, I said, bro, I don't like saying this, but England are going to win the World Cup. Ask him. At the very start, I said England will win the World Cup, but they'll have to beat Argentina in the semi-final. Ask him. I predicted it. I said the semi-final, England versus Argentina, and England will win. It'll be 2-2, and then it'll go to extra time, and every Englishman's arse will drop. It's coming from the moors, bro, because I know where about you are. So you must be able to smell the same thing as me. Open your door, Andrew, and take a deep breath and tell me, can you smell smoke? Because when I went to Liverpool the other day, I could smell it. Sorry, you know, on the way back, I could smell the smoke in Liverpool. I got back to Manny and I could smell it, and I was like, I thought it was the railway, because normally they set hay bushes on fire. You know what I mean? Controlled fires, you know, and then exterminate them, extinguish them. So, what is our predictions for England v Argentina tonight? Andrew reckons that Argentina are going to win on penalties. Me fucking stomach, I swear down. 4:30 this morning I woke up, Andrew, yeah, and I couldn't go back to sleep. I went into the toilet, I had a fucking bleed, and then I come downstairs, you know what I mean? I was holding on to my stomach for about 2 hours. It's eased up a little bit now, I can't lie. Alright, Liam, 2-2. Well, that's what I'm going with. Like, a lot of my pals back in Ireland give me a lot of stick and say I'm a Brit lover, and you bet your bollocks I'm a Brit lover. Me children are Brits, and I love them. So that makes me a Brit lover. So be fucking it. You know. I like my men black. I like my coffee like my men black. Okay, well, listen to me, yeah, I'm not going to give out to you for that, you know. Your sexual preference is on you. I'd also like to say that I got thrown out of school at 13, both schools, and I managed to educate myself. I managed to educate my son, who ended up going to university, getting a degree, doing his masters. He didn't complete it, but education's the way forward. You know, I educated myself, and I've educated a lot of people, you know, about this illness we call mental health. How are you, Kevin? Like, whether you like me or not, right, we all have a ma and a dad, right? And you know, when you lose your ma, I'll be honest with you, when I lost me mother, it broke me heart, and I started using cocaine really bad. You know, I couldn't leave crack alone, that's the truth. At the time, you know, I was dealing with a lot of shit, and my way of dealing with stuff most of my life has been taking drugs, to kind of block it out. But when you're smoking crack, it only lasts for so long, and you're always chasing it. It's like, don't get me wrong, it's like I'm sober. I'm on a lot of medication still. But I don't drink alcohol. I don't take cocaine no more. And I'll be honest with you, it was hard, because when you're addicted to a certain drug, it's very hard to walk away. Cocaine is very hard to walk away from. I know you had to make a decision. You know, it's either my family life or cocaine. You know what I mean? Choose. I had to choose, you know, because I would have probably fallen off the wagon, if you want to say that. When you have separation issues and breakup issues, and then you have other fucking issues you're dealing with, it's tough, you know. But I'm starting to rediscover a bit of my old self, you know, and I like it. You know, it's like certain things are starting to come back. Like, it's crazy. It's like, you know, when you lose something, it's very hard to get back. You know, when you lose money, you lose nothing. When you get sick and lose your health, you lose something. But once you lose your character, you lose everything. And I refuse to be big. You know, I'm an ex-drug addict. Drugs are bad. Stay away from them. Don't listen to your mates. Listen to your parents, your teachers, your peers, your coaches. Everything in life is about learning, and everything in life is about respect. You know, stick to a trade or get your HGB. Bro, and then what? I have them, bro. I used to work in SGB, scaffolding Great Britain, in the yard and out on site. And I learned how to drive a forklift. In fact, they got me sacked. I was coming out of a loading bay, yeah, and I had me forks up too high, and when I was reversing, I thought as I was reversing, I was lowering me forks, but they ended up pulling part the fucking building out. And it's like I ended up fucking losing my job nearly. I got a final warning. You know what I mean? It's like, and then I had to get a drug test. And I lost my job, because they found coke in my system. So, you know, yeah, fucking great job that was. I've worked in this city for 21 years, and then I got sick. I was dealing with a lot of shit from childhood all throughout my life, and when I become a dad, I thought that I'd be able to forget it, you know, but trauma never lets you forget, you know. But when you look back, like Andrew said, reflection, when you look back, I don't know how I've got to here. Shit happens, bro. I'm not on my own. Loads of me pals are ex-drug addicts too. You know, it's like a lot of people think cocaine is cool, and it's, you know, it's not cool. You know, you have to know when enough is enough, you know. I stay out of pubs purposely, you know. I can't hear the birds this morning. That could be an omen. England tonight, Kane against Messi. This is Messi's last dance. Messi's last rodeo. England have a tough game tonight. If they beat Argentina, like I said, you have to beat Spain then, don't you? Okay. Indifferent schizophrenia. That's a new one, that for me, Andrew. So yeah, about 4:30 I woke up on the sofa and went up to bed. Couldn't go back to sleep, man. I was just lying there, you know, tossing and turning, fucking thinking about shit, and my mind keeps me awake some nights. You know. Like, it's a long ass day when you wake up at 4:30 in the morning. And you don't go to bed till probably 11 o'clock that night. It has all the symptoms of schizophrenia, but it's an old term. Okay. You try to put that label on me, schizophrenic, like, but I'm not. I have got complex PTSD and psychosis. Well, I do have episodes, you know, psychopathy. Yeah, it's horrible. You know, I take medication for it. You know, I used to be on a lot more meds. I've been slowly knocking them out of the park. Sertraline and metazapine. That's what's next. So, if I'm not healthy enough to go into rehab, I'm gonna try come off me meds. That's what I'm gonna try do. If I can't go into rehab here, I'm gonna try come off these meds. You know, I'll probably it could be a bad idea, like, but you know what I mean, it wouldn't be the first bad idea I've had. You understand? It's like I see people. Do you understand? I don't see race. I don't see colour, creed, nationality, sexuality. I couldn't give a fuck if you take it up the arsenal every day and you are a gay. And shout out to the LGBT. I'm a big supporter of the LGBT community. Yeah, how are you? There you go, Shirley. Yeah, so last night, like I said, 4 o'clock, 4:30 this morning, I couldn't go back to sleep. You know, it's a long ass day. Some fucker set fire to the mirrors. You can smell it in Liverpool, Birmingham. You know, it's going, even travelling down south. But you're on sertraline. I do. And I take metazapine and quetiapine and promethazine. Hey. You know, I've learned a lot about psychology over the years because I've had to, in all fairness, because my father taught me a little bit about it. You know, when I was a child, it's like I used to read, like, you know, grown-up books and shit. It's like, but I got thrown out of school at 13. My dad knew that I was smart. It's like, but he knew when I was with me mates I was a fucking jackass. You know, but tonight, like I said, I said to me brother at the start of the tournament, I'm gonna pick a team who I think will win, and I'm gonna pick a team who I think will win, if that makes sense. So Portugal was me outsider, and England was me favourite, right? I said it to me brother. Shout out to Straight Out Tennessee. I see you, bro. Me fucking stomach, guys. I'm not gonna lie, man. I'm fucking struggling here. But you know, tonight, like I said, see this country. Hey, if England win the World Cup, this country will become great again for a week. You know, I truly believe if England win the World Cup, this country is gonna shut down for a week, mate. Nobody's gonna be going to work on the Monday. You know, nobody's gonna be taking their kids to nursery on the Monday. If England win this World Cup, this country will fucking go mad. Like, let's have it, as they say. It's like, can you imagine if England won the World Cup? I'll be honest with you. If Harry Kane and England go on to win the World Cup, Harry Kane will get knighted, like Sir Jeff Hurst. It's like, you know, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I've always thought Harry Kane's an arrogant wanker. But when it comes to being a fucking striker, he's lethal, you know. Like, he's clinical in front of goal, like he's... And you need that in your captain, you know. It's a team effort. You win together and you lose together, you know. It's not individual loss. You lose as a team. You know, Jordan Pickford as well. Like he hasn't had a bad tournament. But like I said, England's gonna have to stop Messi tonight, and the only way to stop that little fella is to kick him. You know, he's very hard to play against Messi. Sometimes he's unplayable. You can't play against him. He'll just cut through you. You know, he'll find a way, and then he'll just curl it into the corner or place it. You know, like I said, two of the best teams in the world are going to be playing tonight, and I truly believe whoever wins tonight will win the World Cup. You know, I think this is the game of the tournament. Like, I'm a big football fan, as you know. I'm also a big boxing fan, and I'm a big UFC fan. I probably like UFC more than I like football, and I love my football. But when it comes to fighting and shit like that, I love it. You know, it's a science, boxing, fighting, defending yourself. You know, as a task, it's a challenge. Thanks for coming in, and shout out to Straight Out Birkenhead. And if you're not sub to Andrew Williams, guys, can you do it? If you're not sub to Straight Out Tennessee as well, can you give him a sub? But nah, listen, I've lived in this country for 32 years and it's been very good to me. And I'm a Man United fan, and I'm not going to be a hypocrite. My children are English, you know. They have British birth certs, you know, except for one. Dylan is the only one that wasn't born here. All my other kids were born here. They're British, you know. Like, if my son, if God give me 15 years more on this planet, let's say, right, I'd take that. Because you could walk out the door one day and get a bang of a bus. Do you hear what I'm saying? So if God knocked down and said, I'll give you 15 years, I'd take it. I'd take it. Yeah. This country's gonna go mental. Like, if England win the World Cup, like, fuck. Like, there's a lot of boozers around here, yeah? And they've been staying open, some of them. But a lot of them can't stay open because you need a licence. You know what I mean? And you can get your business shut down, and the landlady around the corner, like, you know what I mean? She's a friend, you know. Like I said, it's different here, you know. I live on this housing estate. You know, my family have lived on it for 30 years. 32 to be exact. But when you live on a manor or a block or the ends of the estate, you know everybody. Wagwan. You understand? You know everybody. Like Manchester, it's different to Dublin. Similar in a way. It's like, it's mad because back in Dublin, the way it is, when I used to live on my old housing estate, I knew everybody and everyone knew me. I grew up with a lot of good lads, you know, that aren't here anymore. And it's a shame, you know. You know, in Dublin, a lot of them want to be the man, and I get it. I remember being a 15-year-old wanting to be that guy, you know. And I was that guy for a while, allegedly. Ask anyone, you know, but it's not the right way to go. But I truly believe the only way for you to learn in life is for you to fail, you know, or to lose. That's that. Like, if someone said to me, Jude, what's one of the biggest things you've learned? I'd say failure. I've learned how to fail. Failure, definitely. Yeah, God bless you, Andrew. Thanks for coming in, mate. Like I said, I like watching documentaries. I'm a big fan of Mount Everest, K2, and the Mariana Trench. And war, also, and law. You know, I'm a fan. You know, like I told you, life's about learning. I learned the law very young, you know, and then when I got older, I learned a bit more, you know. Yeah, like in life, you learn or you don't, you know. And life experience, you learn from. You learn from failure more than anything, you know. Failure is the biggest karma, you know, but if you don't learn from it, the exercise is pointless. I'll be honest with you, this is the first time I've ever sat in this garden at this time where I can't hear a blackbird singing. Like, it's... So 2-2 England versus Argentina. It's gonna be some game that. So, big England game tonight. This is probably the biggest thing. This is probably the biggest game England have had since 1966, the World Cup final. I'm going to be honest with you. I'd like to see the country win, you know, because it's like it give the country a lift, you know what I mean, and give everyone a lift, you know. What do you think, bro? If England in the World Cup, do you think it's going to give the country a big lift, isn't it?
Yeah. Got the work cut out for me, not gonna lie.
You what?
They've got the work cut out for them. Argentina turn up, it's going to be a very difficult game, but if England turn up, Argentina will have a nightmare as well. I said England from the fucking start, man.
Yeah, but bro, man, what did I say? Did I not get it right? I said, bro, England and Argentina will meet in the final. And if England beat Argentina in the final, they'll win the World Cup. Did I not say that? Well, here, before the tournament started, my kids, you know, this is England's biggest chance to win the World Cup since 1966. That's the significance of this event. I'm a football fan. I've lived in Manchester 32 years. I love me football. And England on paper, they have a great team, you know. I might even score the winner later on, you never know. I could score the winner. You know, I just need Harry to square it to me, and I'll place it in the net. Then do that. Like that, man. Na 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 na. Hey me. La na na na. I reckon it's gonna be 2-2. And it's going to go into extra time, and it might even go into penalties. I'll be honest with you, I don't fancy England on penalties. You know, I fancy them to do Argentina in the 90 minutes, you know. But if it goes to extra time and penalties, I'm not watching, I can't. You know, it's like England are that close. This is the best chance, I think, right? I've lived here 30 years, yeah. This is a great city, Manchester, yeah. And it's a football city that's divided into two teams, red and blue. But this isn't about club football. This is the Premier League. This is big boys, you know. With the big boys breaking all the rules. But, nah, listen, like I said, my children are Brits. You know. And the way I say it is, I love me kids, you know. I come to this country a racist and a bigot and a homophobe. You know. I was racist and gassist, you know. But like I said, life learns you. You learn things from life, you know. When you snap out of it, when you've been in the smoke for years, and it's like, you know, you realise that you've parted ways with the biggest enemy in your life, you. But if England win the World Cup, it's going to give this country a boost. And this country needs a boost. You know, because at the end of the day, it's come like a big cattle farm. You know, it's like a pandemic. Okay. Somebody asked me yesterday about what do I think of the migrant problem in Dublin. I'm not allowed to answer that question because I'll get me channel struck. You know, listen, don't listen to me, what do I know, you know, but I will tell you this, there's organisations out there like Hamas, Al-Qaeda, ISIS, Mossad, Hezbollah, and what's happening is a lot of these migrants are a significant risk to our borders. And if you're a soldier, your fucking job is to protect your country from foreign and domestic threats. That's what you sign up for. This is domestic, and it's like a pandemic in Ireland. It's like a dumping ground for the EU. Do you understand? It's like, anyway, I'll talk about something else because I'll get into trouble. You know, like these cunts are coming over and you know, they've lobbed people's heads off. You know, they don't give a fuck about attacking you. Do you understand? Fuck that. It's not going to be me. You know, I'm fighting with you and I see a knife in your hand. One thing is in my head and I'm going to head kick you. When you get about that close to me, I'm just going to go bang. I'll probably break me foot, but I have one good bang in it, I'll tell you that. And I have severe arthritis in my ankles and my knees. Yeah. I've no business elevating my leg up there. No business whatsoever. You fucking bastard. But watch our predictions for the game tonight, guys. And if you're English, I want you to answer this question. Do you think if England wins the World Cup, it's going to give the country a boost? You know, we've had a lot of fucked up shit happen over here. You know, like I said, how are you, Australia? Well, brother, I don't really like saying this because it can get me into trouble, you know, but that's the truth, you know. I have friends in Dublin that, you know, you see this shit going on a daily basis. Like, I've had a few warnings because of my opinions on the migration problem. But like I said, it's like, I know England winning the World Cup would bring a lot of joy to a lot of people. You know, a lot of people would be celebrating, and I'd like to see that. You know, I'd like to see the country in celebration mode. You know, like I said, but me opinion will stay the same when it comes to migration. Ireland and England's like a big vagina. And it's being fucked every day. Ireland's like a big fat gowl. Yeah, it's like a big gowl, and it's getting fucked and penetrated every day. You know, and that's the truth. No, I know. I'm just being honest though, you know. It's like you're dealing with people that come from organisations like ISIS, the Taliban, Hamas, Hezbollah, Mossad. Do you want me to carry on? You see, when it comes to this subject, I'm well skilled on it. Because it's an interest, you understand? These fuckers who are coming in, committing crimes, it's like in their country, under Sharia law, if you steal an apple, they'll cut your fucking hand off. So if you go to someone else's country and rape somebody, they should cut your flute off. And you know what they should do, yeah? They should let the mother of the daughter who was assaulted cut the fucking bastards. Cut that cunt. Cut his dick off. Blind him. You know, castrate him and then ammonia in the cunt's eyes so he can't see. Yeah, right in his eyes, like CS gas. Spray it in his eyes so he can't see. You can't see something, you can't do nothing. You understand? That's the best remedy for rapists. Blind them and castrate them. That's the only antidote. I'm a father. I have 2 daughters. And I have 2 sons and 2 grandsons, you know. And anybody who does anything like that, Jesus does love you. Jesus loves you. Jesus loves you. Hey, listen, I'm a God-fearing man. You know God forgave every one of us, right? Mayor Wayne, listen to me, yeah? A prick for. There's no need to be disrespectful in here, bro. Do you understand? Now, here. That's what you get. Don't be disrespectful, okay? You know, this country's been very good to me. I don't give a fuck what anybody says back in Ireland. Call me a Brit lover if you want. Yeah, I am. Me children are British. What, I don't love me children, no. What, cause they're from a certain country? I'm miles ahead of you see. I've lived here for 32 years. I don't hate anybody. I used to. When I first come here, I hated a lot of things. You know, I was angry at myself, you know, but I didn't know it at the time. I was racist. I was homophobic. I was prejudiced. I won't lie, you know what I mean? I was racist as fuck. I'd never seen a black person in my life. Only on television throwing spears. Do you understand? I'll be honest with you, I'd never seen a black person that's like other than in a documentary if my dad was watching it about Zulus. And then when I come to Manchester, it was a culture shock. You know, and an English woman helped me and it broke down my barriers, you know. I believe, what? I believe that God did it, you know what I mean? God intervened in my life at the right time, you know. I was always a believer, you know. As a kid, I went to Dublin Christian Mission with all the lads from Ballyer. We all went there, Dublin DCM, right? So basically, right, poor families that couldn't afford a holiday for their children, this club took us away on a holiday every year. You know, and you learned about God. It's like it was Dublin Christian Mission. So you prayed and learned about God and the Bible for 3 hours, and then for the rest of the day you have activities. You know, you do a service in the morning at breakfast, you know, you bless, say a prayer before breakfast, you know what I mean, and have your, you know what I mean, say a little prayer before breakfast and have your breakfast then, and then at dinner time we'd pray again for the food that we have and for our eyesight and for the people in our lives, you know. And we used to pray for forgiveness. I can smell smoke. Like I said, the mirrors got set on fire. I wonder was Foxy up there smoking. Yeah, the madness about migration in Dublin is it's like an experiment for the EU. Like I said, I have my opinions on it, you know, but I'm a big believer in moving to a different country to change your life. I can understand that. I can relate to that, you know. I'm not talking about the women or the children. I'm talking about the men, the unvetted men that are getting into our countries and our borders. And you know the madness, yeah? They're coming through 14, 15 different countries before they get to Ireland. Now, I'm a big fan of the right thing and doing the right thing for the right reasons. Help women and children, I'm all for that. But see, half of these cunts that are unvetted here, how you don't know whether one of them is a fucking terrorist, allegedly. Do you understand? Or you don't know whether he's fucking part of Hezbollah, Mossad, ISIS, the Taliban. Do you understand? Hezbollah, organisations like that. You know, it can carry on. And they're very sophisticated bomb makers. Do you understand? A lot of them. Whether it be IEDs or whether it be fucking suicide bombs like that. I remember watching an evacuation there the other day. An old video and it was about Kandahar airport in Afghanistan, and they were all getting, they were pulling all their troops out, yeah, and there was this I don't know whether it's called a B-63, you know, one of them big fuck-ass massive planes the military use for transporting soldiers and kit. So it's taken off on the runway and there's loads of people and they're sitting up just under the wheels on top of the wing because they want to get away from the fucking Taliban. Like, how scared do you have to be to jump on the side of a fucking a bomber or a big, you know, one of them big fucking aircrafts, right? And as it's going down the runway, like, it's hitting speeds at over 100 miles an hour. If you jump off, you're going to break your leg, you know. So then you see the plane going like that and going up. And as it's going up, people are dropping off it. You can see them falling off the wing. And you can just see them fucking falling on the ground, you know what I mean? Like, how scared do you have to be to dive on the side of a fucking plane, mate, to get away from the Taliban? Like, once the Taliban reached Kabul, that was it. You understand? It's like they surrounded the airport. The Americans, before they left, and a few English, you know what they did? They wrecked all the machinery. They burnt loads of it because they didn't want to leave it in the hands of the Taliban. Like, there was about 50. Hello, Edinburgh. But what was I gonna say? Yeah, bro, I've been a big fan of God all my life, you know, because God's watched me, you know, because believe me, I should not be here. But shout out to God, you know, and forgiveness. There's a lot of people that say they're God-fearing, but you're not God-fearing unless you have the power in you to forgive, you know. I can forgive easy. It's the forgetting part for me I struggle with. I wonder where Ricky is. I have a pal on here called Rick, bro, straight out of Edinburgh. That's what he goes by. That's what he goes by. Oh. Oh. Bless you. Yeah. Oh, yes, so I'll be doing me live today. I'm doing a watch along tonight for the England game. This weekend I'm meeting a friend in town. Like I said, it's like Manchester in a way. It's very similar to Dublin. And you have to be careful how you move, because there's other people moving in the same direction as you. You know, so you have to take yourself out of the equation. That way then it's not, you know what my problem was? Listening to me mates. I still have that same problem, you know, trusting people, and then they fuck you. Well, that's okay, you know, but like I said, I know God sees everything, and one day I know my eyes will see a couple of things that I'll deal with. It's nice until then. I'll be in there this Saturday at 12 o'clock. I'm going in to meet Derek. Yeah, no, I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, England need God on their side tonight. My other phone's dead, so I can't play no music. But like I said, tonight, if England win the World Cup, England will go absolutely bonkers. I'll be honest with you. England have got to the semi-final because they won their games. It's like Mexico was a tough one. But I truly believe that England, if they beat Argentina, they'll win the World Cup. You know, and no fucker will be going to walk over here. Like I said, it's like this is England's best. If you're a football fan, right, you'll get this. I'm a Man United fan. I've loads of friends that are City fans, Liverpool fans. And it's like most of the England team play in the Premier League. You know, some of them play in Germany, some of them play in Spain. And if England's gonna win tonight, it'll be done by Harry Kane. I know all the Scottish don't want to see England win the World Cup, but I truly believe if England beat Argentina, they deserve to win it. But they'd have to beat Spain as well. I'll be honest with you, England have a great chance against Argentina, okay? But see, Spain, they hold on to the ball. Do you understand? They're very calculated. It's like, you know, they squeeze you, they hold a high line as well. Do you understand? fucking Cucurcello or whatever his fucking name is. Him and here. Did you see that? You know that, what's his name? Cucurcello or Cucur fucking whatever. With the long hair. Did you see one of the French players pulling his hair? Hey, and he barged into him. Well, like I said, I live in this country and I know it'd benefit the country if England won the World Cup. It'd give the country a boost, you know what I mean? It's like Ireland and England, I'll be honest with you. It's sad what's going on. You know, a lot of my friends reach out to me and say, Jude, you wouldn't recognise this country anymore, bro. We're second-class citizens in our own country. And that's very difficult. Like, I watch, I see. Do you understand? I don't watch the news, but I do watch certain things, you know, that goes on. And in certain countries under Sharia law, if you steal an apple, they'll cut your hand off. So, an eye for an eye. Listen, Gandhi said it. A fucking eye for an eye. Do you understand? Mahatma Gandhi said it. An eye for an eye. You know. And that's what it's like in India. You know, you steal on someone or you fucking rob something on somebody, you can be fucking killed. But according to Sharia law, if you steal, they'll cut the hands off you.
Can you smell what? Can you smell that?
That's from the Moors, bro. I told you the other day I could smell it in Liverpool. People are telling me they can smell it in fucking London. Like, bro, how the fuck can this smoke get that quick down to London? Or down them ends, people can smell it. In Birmingham, in Liverpool.
I could smell it in the house last night.
When I got into Liverpool train station on Sunday, I was like, what the fuck is that smell? Remember what I was saying to you, bro, about controlled burns? What they do in the tunnels, because, you know, sometimes all that hay grows. So if you set fire to it, you know, and they stand there and they watch it burn until it goes out. It's like, but this fucking thing, and with the wind and the direction the wind's blowing, it's like it's bringing the smoke. Like I said, it's covered the whole of Manchester. Like, bro, can you imagine a chemical attack, okay? Right? Just say they come up with this new weapon, yeah? And they blow it up, they detonate it, right? And there's a nerve agent in the things that they're burning, and the way to release them is to set the fuckers on fire. Create a big fire so the wind carries it. Now, bro, you see the way we can smell that smoke? Just imagine us living in a utopian society where there's fucking, like, where it's like fucking Dune.
That's a nice word.
And it's like, if you smell that shit, it's like anthrax. If one spore goes up your nose, you're dead. So if we could smell that, well, we're dead.
It really does smell, doesn't it?
So this is what I'm saying, bro. You know, if you want to make a super weapon, or you wanted to attack a city, make a big device with a nerve agent in it, and like, let's say you spray this nerve agent on this big truck, and then you detonate the truck, and then the truck's on fire, and then it's like anthrax getting into your blood system. It's like fire and petrol when they collide. You know, it's the same with anthrax and the body when they collide. The body shuts down, you start foaming at the mouth. Like years ago during war, bro, right, you were given one of them. Like, it's the same with the Japanese. They were given a thing as well, yeah? Because to be caught was the biggest dishonor. Like, to be alive, like, they expect you, like, them kamikazes, like, you know, they did not give a fuck. Like, they'd had a cup of sake, and then they're on their raki. It's like, and dropping fucking. Colleen, same here in Australia, different place now. I'm all for equality, Colleen, but It's just the way it is. It's like, look, everybody has the right to live, you know, and to be safe, you know, and that's why, like, countries like the UK, Ireland, the whole of Europe, in fact, because we have police, we have first responders, you know, and I'll be honest with you, we would be fucked without our defense systems, you know, like our army and our military, you understand, like fucking, like, because of MI6, MI5, Scotland Yard, organisations like that that monitor high profile people, you understand? People that get flagged all the time. Do you understand? Like this country, they have a system, okay, where they detect threats, okay, domestic and foreign. And when it becomes domestic, I'll be honest with you, you're dealing with, again, I'll say this, you're dealing with people from organisations like Mossad, Hamas, Hezbollah, the Taliban, ISIS. There's 5 organisations right there, yeah, where these individuals allegedly have slaughtered people, yeah, have stoned people to death. Do you understand that? I've seen carnage happen in their country. They've seen loads of people slaughtered, you know, and they try to get away from it. But when you're unvetted and you come to a country, listen, yeah, I can't get on a fucking plane, okay, and go to Afghanistan without proper paperwork, okay, and a passport, yeah. We come with documents. These fuckers, they burn them, you know, and then they come to country. Like, I'll be honest with you, there's like 10 to 15 countries that a lot of these individuals go past. You can claim asylum in nearly 15 countries. Why this country? Why Ireland? Like, free Ireland, never mind free Palestine here. Can someone change the subject? Because I'm going to get myself in trouble. Like, I've seen images of a little baby lying on a beach dead, where his parents thought the only chance for him to be safe was to get in a boat. And it was the worst decision they could have made as a parent, because their child is dead on the beach now. Your child is dead. It doesn't matter where you go, whether you're in paradise. Your son's not there with you, and it's your fault. You wanted to keep him safe. Now he's dead. You did that. But I'll be honest with you. If you're in a situation, look, one of my interests is war, okay? And what war causes overnight is refugees. And it's sad, you know. I know a little bit about war because it's one of my favourite genres. I watch numerous documentaries about war, movies about war. It's like, you know, and told stories about war. You know, I thought that was always going to be in my arsenal. You know, I always wanted to serve my country and what have you, but I ended up becoming a drug addict and I lost all credibility. You know, you can't trust a junkie. No way. So I did that. You know, my granny was devastated because I had a criminal record the length of my arm. You know, I wasn't getting in the army, you know. So I joined another one in a way. An army of mates that hung around the corner that the media give a nickname, who eventually ended up becoming an OCG, allegedly. We got tortured in the orchard. Shout out to all the Red Wall boys, yup yup. I have a friend coming over the weekend called Mousy. He's on nearly 40,000 subscribers and he walks around Dublin every day engaging with civilians. Yeah, I wouldn't class myself as a normal civilian. you know, when you do certain things, allegedly, you're not a civilian anymore. Once you cross certain lines, you know, and I've crossed many lines, enemy lines. And it's educated me, you know, like, I got thrown out of school at 13, you know, but what I learned on the street, you can't learn in any college or university. You understand? You can't, they don't teach what I've learned in school or university. Do you understand? I was schooled in a different way. You understand? I didn't need to go to school. You know, my peers were my headmasters at the time. Headmasters, my mates learnt me. No, I'm Irish, but my children are British. I've lived here 32 years. Colleen, I come here because I made a few bad decisions and I allegedly got shot. I have a past, but I think we all have. There's nothing we can do about the past, but we can alter our future. We can do something about it. Now, I don't hate English people anymore, because at 18 I come here and I hated every Englishman and woman and child because the media taught me that way. The news taught me that way. Propaganda taught me that way. Societies taught me that way. You know, when I come to England, yeah, it was an English person that helped me, Colleen. At the time, me first baby mother, we lived in a house and we didn't have anything, okay? And a black English lady helped me, Wagwan. A Jamaican English lady helped me. And you know how I ended up getting help? By punching our son in the face, or I headbutted him, I can't remember. But he dived on me, I know that. But this is how I ended up interacting with her. I was chasing our son with a big plank of wood, the leg of a table, in fact. And she ran out the garden and started screaming at me, fucking what? She's like, yeah, ras clad, bumba clad. I didn't understand what she was saying. I was like, you fucking what? You know, fuck you and all this, you know, you fucking what? She said, fuck me. Fuck you. She said to me. Next of all, it's like I just heard her screaming. Next of all, I seen a car pulling up. It's only my man's brother, yeah? So this lady said to me, love, can you drop the stick? I dropped it straight away. She said, that's my son, you know. I was like, listen, your son's broke my window. He's pissing in my garden with all his mates every fucking night, yeah? Me missus lost a baby a few months ago and she's pregnant again and she's afraid. She felt intimidated, so she asked me to go out and ask them nicely to get off the wall, and I asked them, why go and get off the wall? And my man would start sucking his lips at me, and I was like, I just got a picture in my head. It's like, I was like, listen, I have to live around here, so if I let this prick, Jude, you're outnumbered. It doesn't matter. You know, I'm saying to myself, I'm outnumbered. So I asked him, I said, bro, can you do me a favour here? Can you turn your music down a little bit? You know. Hey. So basically, they surrounded me. I ended up having to defend myself. I got bashed. So I ran into the house and I grabbed the first thing I seen, which was the leg off a table. It wasn't a table anymore because I took the leg off it. I chased him with it. His mother ended up coming out, separating us. And then his big brother come. His big brother asked me what happened. I told him. His big brother went like that in front of me, called him over. Now, I was living in Longside at the time, yeah? And there was fucking gang wars going on between Moss Side and Cheetham Hill. And this geezer was Patrick Bell, Junior Bell's brother, Orville Bell's brother, gangsters.
I got away, I legged it from Ireland to get away from that kind of life, and I moved right next to one of the biggest gangsters in Manchester at the time. You know, part of Moss Side and Cheetham Hill feud. 3 weeks previous, the house had been shot up, and the house I live in was hit as well. And I didn't even know. I didn't know. My man said, "Here, you see them holes up there?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "They're Mac 10 bullets. Me brother got one in the back a couple of weeks ago. They come here and spray the house and yours." I'm like, "What?" I said, "Bro, you fucking serious? Are you trying to scare me?" He said, "No, bro." He said, "You're from Ireland, bro. You don't scare when it comes to bullets." He said, "You not recognise that?" I'm looking at the wall and I can see holes. Small little caliber bullets, yeah? Go in Mac 10s, okay? You can get 100 rounds, 100 in a clip. You understand? And it's like they spray the gaff. And his brother was in the back. His brother was in the hall, Junior Bell, and he got hit in the back. You know, severed his spinal cord. He's in a wheelchair. But you know, his mum come into the house that I was living in, and she seen I hadn't got anything, and she said, "Love, I've a couple of things you can have. Like, I've got a new sofa coming, and a cooker and a fridge. So if you want them, you can have them." And I was like, I can't understand why this lady is helping me, you know. Oh, yeah, it's like I couldn't believe she helped me, you know. And after that day, it's like our son, he always let on to me and nodded at me anytime he see me, because he knew I wasn't afraid of him, you know. And he knew I was chasing him with a fucking stick, mate. So yeah, we ended up shaking hands, you know what I mean? And after that, you know, I didn't feel intimidated, because I'll be honest with you, I was on the estate on my own. You know, when you're the only white fella in a cul-de-sac full of black fellas, you know, I couldn't believe it. It was like the roles were reversed. You know, I was the only white man in the cul-de-sac. There was Pakistanis, there was Somalians, there was Asians, and there was other black English families. You know, I was a minority. My country taught me to hate English because of what they did to our country, but when you look at it, it's not the normal English people's fault. It's the government. So if you want to hate people that you've never met for this reason, listen to me. You need to let that shit go. You know, like, if you'd have saying to me at 18 that I'd end up with 3 British children, I'd have laughing in your face. You know, so nothing ever surprises me. You know, I learned that with somebody. Yeah, nothing ever surprises me anymore. It's like, but I do be surprised, you know. And certain things are coming back, like, I'm not gonna lie. Yeah. Like I said, sometimes you have to cut yourself off in order to see and assess the situation and try work on your issues, and that's exactly what I've been doing for nearly the last 6 months. You know, 5.5 months here. We're not far off 6 months now. Separated. You know, yeah, that shit's hard. Get away from me, you wasp cunt. But anyway, shout out to everybody. It's like, when I was a kid, I was very angry, and growing up, I used to see bombs on TV going off in the north. You know, I seen multiple bombs on the news that killed multiple people. I'll never forget the Omaha bombing. You know, that car. Like, I'll never forget watching that documentary. You know, like, at the end of the day, it's a military target. It's fucking not. It's a civilian target. You know, I understand terrorist organizations attacking military people, yeah, but not civilians, not women and children, not innocent people. You know, they're God's children that you killed. You know, like at the end of the day, you're not getting into heaven if you do that. You know, there's nowhere in the Bible where it says, oh, sorry, there is, thou shalt not kill. You know, like, all right, so I, all right, because of me watching the news over the years and seeing bombings in Northern Ireland and seeing the H blocks and witnessing Bobby Sands dying and not witnessing it, but seeing it on television, and you know, it's like, and because England have taken 6 counties away from us, like, I understand now. What are you supposed to do? Tell everybody on the fucking Shankill to fucking move? You know, they've a right to be there. You know, like I said, it's like I've no hatred in my heart anymore, but I used to. And a lot of the hatred that I had was from childhood experiences, good and bad, you know. But I don't believe in, like I said, at the end of the day, all it takes is contacts and organisations. It's like, so a lot of innocent people were blowing up that day. I'll tell you why. Because I think it was a Cortina, and in the Cortina was a housing unit, a power supply, a timer, a trip switch, a detonator. And I went off. And then there was a secondary explosive. A secondary explosive. And it killed loads of people. Innocent people. You know, it's fucking sad, mate. And because of shit like that, you get communities that don't like each other. Do you understand? Like Protestants and Catholics. You know, like that hatred. You know, I can understand why people hate, but if you carry on with that hatred in your heart, you know, and you're a bitter person, you know, you're not God fearing, you know, you're fake. That's what you are. It's strange. I've still not heard any birds this morning. You know. But tonight, mate, I swear down, it's like this is the biggest game England's ever been involved in since '66, I reckon. But if they win tonight, like the place will go mental. Like I said, this country needs a lift. You know, because the way things are going, it's fucking insane. Like in Ireland, you have people that are getting abused and assaulted, but it's not just foreign nationals that do that. Like, don't get it twisted. There's loads of fucking Irish people and English people that are in jail for the exact same thing. You know, like, this isn't about colour or religion. This is about right and wrong. Like, if one of us went to Iraq or Iran and we assaulted somebody over there, what'd happen to us? You know, like Andy said, an eye for an eye. You know, that's what it is. An eye for a fucking eye. You know, yeah. And he seen something back then, you know, 'cause he seen death, Gandhi. You know, Indian. Like, I don't understand why people are just so fucking horrible to each other in the world because of our religion. You know, religion causes more wars. Do you understand? Causes loads of wars. You know, and there's a lot of refugees every time there's a war, you know. Like, if you look what happened in Syria, it's like there was what, 5 million refugees overnight or something like that, you know. And when you look at children that are hungry on television, you understand, and all you see is tents and tents and tents. And this is what I'm saying, like, a lot of kids die because of war. You know, they die of starvation and malnutrition. Do you understand? Like, and all the billionaires in the world, like, you know what I mean? You see kids starving. You know what I mean? Like, that's fucked up. You know, like, and this is what I'm saying. Like, when I was young, like, I seen a lot of fucked up shit. You know, on the streets and on the TV. You know, like, I come from a Republican family. You know, so it's like I had a lot of hatred in my heart, you know, and until that lady in England helped me in this city, I'd have probably still been. But there again, I can't say that for sure, because we're going back, like, we're going back, fucking hell, man. I was 19, you know what I mean? And I thought I had the world figured out, but if the truth be told, I didn't know fuck all, mate. I was so naive, you know, and I trusted me mates, and in the end, they fucked me. That's one thing I've learned, you know, be careful who you trust, you know what I mean? Yeah. I'll be in town on Saturday at 12 o'clock. We're going to meet up with somebody. Yeah. Like I said, I watch Mousy's content all the time, and he's a very interesting character, you know. There's loads of characters on YouTube, you know. Yeah. There's a few individuals, alright, yeah. But Mousy, that's going. Do you know what? Piccadilly Gardens are fucking shut down. It's like, I can understand why they did it and all. I think they're doing renovations, but it's mad. It's like, I think, in all fairness, it's like it's gonna help the city, but while that park is opened, there's every kind of religion and minority, fucking nationality, you name it. Like, see, Manchester, like I said, in this city you have people from everywhere. You know, you've got Irish, English, Scottish, Italian, French, Spanish, you know, Israelis, Pakistanis, you know, loads of Muslims. It's like loads of Christians. There's loads of religions, Latter-day Saints and all fucking over here, mate, yeah. And you know them guys that go around, Elder, or what's his name? Fucking them Mormons. You know, they come around here and knock at the door and shit. I don't need to look online. I see it. Tents, parks everywhere, because we have no more houses left here. Well, you know, Colleen, I'll be honest with you, you know, that there, what you said, has resonated with me, because it's like a lot of people in Dublin say the same thing to me. Jude, we can't afford to live in the city centre anymore because we work, and it's like, so here's the reality in Dublin. Because of the migration problem and because of the housing issues in Ireland. So it's like, I've listened to a few Irish shows over the years. Now, I used to listen to Chris Barry years ago, you know what I mean? Like, people, all Dublin people had phoned in and, you know, listening to it and what have you. And I was leading to a point there. But let's say you live in Dublin, or you've lived in Dublin City, yeah? You can't live in the city centre, right? Because it's too fucking expensive, right? Good morning, Finn. So, it's too fucking expensive, right? To live in the city centre. So, people have to go from 20 to 50 kilometres outside the city, and every fucking day, you just imagine this, right? So you're going to work, yeah, but you have to cross that toll bridge, okay? And I think it's like €3-4, right? And then you're going across to drop your kids off, right? I was listening to this girl, and she was like, in the morning, I have to drop my kids off at school, and I have to go over that toll bridge, pay the toll, and then coming back. You know what I mean? Then later on, I have to go pick my kids up. You know, and you want that up over the week. You drop your kid to school, you have to go over the toll bridge, pay the fucking fee, then on the way back. Then what about collecting them? You know, then your husband has to go to work. He has to pay the toll, or he has to go on a mad fucking detour. You know, and that's what it's like in Ireland, you know what I mean? It's like the people over there are getting fucked. Like I said, it's like a vagina, and it's getting fucked. That's it. And I'm not sorry. I want to apologize, yeah, for being rude, but that's just like a metaphor. You know, the EU is I don't know why it's picked England and Ireland to dump loads of migrants in our country that are unvetted. Do you understand? It's like, I believe in equality for everybody. You know, but at the end of the day, right is right and wrong is fucking wrong. You know, we all want to live in peace and harmony, and we don't want to fight with people, but sometimes the only language certain individuals understand is violence. You know, that shit's nothing to me. You know. But anyway, like I said, I'll be in town on Saturday at 12 o'clock, yeah. I'll be waiting outside Noble's Arcade to meet up with a pal. Like I said, I enjoy watching Mouse's content because he's funny, and the way he's smart, and I admire him, I do. You know, his channel's 6 times the size of mine. You know, out of all the Irish channels I watch, he's probably got the most subs. You know, and he's a very likeable fella. He's very like Finn as well. It's France, Switzerland, Canada, Germany, Italy as well. No, I know. It's like, and a lot of people blame Islam for it, but it's not Islam. You know, and I'm not an Islamophobe. Everybody knows that my sister's more Muslim. You know, her husband's Muslim. I'm culturally sensitive. Like, my brother-in-law on this housing estate, his sister lives, and all his nephews grew up here on this housing estate. So when they were all kids, they were in this house. Do you understand? Anytime there was a party or an occasion, or you understand, we always go out or do something, you know. So they all grew up around here, you know, and they're all grown ass men now, you know. Some of them live in fucking America, some of them live in Dubai, some of them live here, some of them live there. You know, it'd be nice to have that as a plan B, wouldn't it? Shout out to Trap Hacks, yeah, and Aircast, yeah. Trap Hacks, yeah. One of the lads that come off this estate, that's his brand. You know, he brought all his boys with him as well. You know, fair play to him, man. Inshallah, all of them have a good time over there. Like I said, all the lads that grew up on this estate, man, most of them are gone. You know, a lot of them are locked up. You know, a few people got recalls on this estate. I know a kid, yeah. he had a fight, right? So check this out, yeah. I know this kid, yeah. He got out of jail. And he was at the down 7 years or something, right? But while he was in prison, he had a row with somebody, yeah. And he allegedly stabbed this kid, yeah. Anyway, it's like, long story short, there was an inquiry and what have you. So he got out of jail, yeah. He's out of jail for 1.5 years, going straight. Had a legal little business fixing bikes and scooters and surrounds and shit. And 1.5 years later, he gets recalled for 6 years for stabbing someone. You know what I mean? How fucking bad is that? You know. Come on, me, go in and say hello to the family, yeah? Right, bro, what score are you going again?
We're going to go again 3-2 England.
Okay, 3-2 to England. I'm reckon 2-2, bro. 2-2, and it'll go into extra time and then penalties. If it goes into penalties, I don't fancy England. Do you want tea? Winnie the Pooh, do you like it? Brother Mark, would you like 1 sugar? 2 sugar? 1 sugar? 2 sugar? I'm gonna get one of them with my initial on it. And Winnie the Pooh, what? Gangster that, isn't it? Proper gangster. Hang on, right guys, I'm gonna end me live and have a cup of tea and a chat with me bro, and you know, and my other phone's dead. But anyway guys, I'm gonna end this live, but I'll be back in a little bit, right? Shout out to Edinburgh Empire, bro. And God bless you for coming in here, go. Bro, listen to me, yeah, I'm like you. I'm God-fearing too, bro, yeah? Do you understand? I'm a fan of God, yeah? I want to show you something. I don't help people, right? Look at all them channels there, yeah? That have changed their name because they respect me, you understand? Hey. Do you understand? Listen. Everybody on that list, I'll give a shout out the weekend on Mousie's channel. You know, everybody on that list. On that list. There you go. Yeah. Holy Bible. Yeah. I swear on the Bible I'll meet you, Mousie. But anyway, Bible. Oops, daisy. In the bag. In the fucking bag. In the fucking bag. Shout out to God in safe places. Can you hear the owls? Now he's on. and the blackbird singing. We got a blackbird singing. We got a blackbird singing. Hey, you like that? Like easy. Like that. Easy. Boom. Yeah, so guys, before I go, I'm going to say England 2-2 against Argentina. You know, shout out to everybody who woke up today, you know, and rest in peace to everybody who's not here anymore. You know, we carry on, you know, because that's how I'm made. There you go, brother. I'd like to shout out to 2 people. Shout out to her. And shout out to him. Alright, Mr. G. Wagwan here, good done. Guys, just give me a second. I just need to do something real quick. And that, Mark, I said this before the World Cup started. England and Argentina semi-final, and if England win the semi against Argentina, they'll win the World Cup. And guys, I said this before. I know, bro. Bro, listen to me, yeah? I be honest with you, yeah? So there's a few gobshites, yeah? I be honest with you. Top G, you know I've always slated Connor for his unprofessionalism. Okay? Do you understand? I boxed in the same gym as he did, way before he did. Me cousins boxed in the same gym in Crumlin. Do you understand? Me brother will tell you, you know, you look up Paul, Michael, James or Glenn Stevens, bro. Type in boxers from Ireland. Glenn, Paul, Michael and James Stevens. Me cousin James. Mark.
Yeah.
You're my witness here, right? I'm going to ask you a question. When you were at home, right?
Yeah.
You were talking to one of the boys, yeah?
Yeah.
Tell me who used to box the face off Conor McGregor in Crumlin Gym.
It wasn't Michael Stevens.
It was Michael that used to box the face off him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, so there you go. Michael Stevens used to box the face off Conor McGregor before he was a world star. Do you understand? He's from Crumlin. He went to the same boxing fucking club. I used to live in Bluebell as a kid, across the road from Drimnagh and Crumlin. You know, but I'll be honest with you, he's got one fight left and a lot of people are giving him stick. And at the end of the day, they don't even understand. Listen, do you know what he tried to do? He tried to knock Max out spectacularly. So he tried a whirlwind kick in a way. It's like a tornado kick, but you have to get leverage. Like, see, this leg is fucked, yeah? This leg is fucked, yeah? So he tried to get the spring in order to elevate himself, to kick over his head. And Max, it just went like that with Max across, you know what I mean? But I thought he was going to start like that and just lead in straight away, like, you know what I mean? Just push. Just keep picking him. Just popping him. You know, popping him. Just sting. Bang. Nah, listen to me. When you learn how to box as a kid, you don't forget. You know. But if you can defend yourself at the same time, listen, if I'm fighting with you, yeah, I'll have my hands like that. Elbows tucked in, here, chin here. Like that, I'm southpaw, right hand, yeah? Boom, boom. Nah, look I'm an old man. Understand, but you don't forget to fight. You know what I mean? I've always been able to handle myself. I'd be honest with you, I'd like to see him fight Max. Yeah, Max Holloway. I'd like to see that rematch. Like, you know, like a lot of people, like, you have to understand something, right? He tried to knock Max out quicker than Aldo, and he went for a spectacular kick, and he landed on his lead leg, and his knee buckled. He got back up, started to try and engage, and his leg just went. You know, so there's a lot of people out there, like, you know, that get nourishment out of seeing fail. How fucking sad is that? How sad is that? You know. You can smell somewhere in the fucking air. You know, nice and calm. Yeah, it's like this game tonight, man. The anticipation, the build-up. Every fucking boozer in this country, mate, it'd be fucking rammed. You know, rammed. Oh, fuck off. Yeah, Messi's last dance. Argentina is a dodgy team. But they've got loads of stars, you know, but so have England. You know, it's like, it's one of them, I think. Like I said, Spain have only conceded 1 goal in the tournament or something stupid like that, or 2 goals, if that. I think it's 1, but it could be 2. They've only conceded. So, like I said, Spain, the way they play, man, it's like, you know, they're very good at keeping the ball, you know. And it's very hard to get the ball back when they have it, you know. And that young kid, that boy, Yamal, he's going to be a fucking world beater, him one day, you know. Like, if he was to win the World Cup, it's like, you know, like I said, like, he's Messi and Ronaldo, it's like, it's over for them now. It's all about the next generation of superstars, you know, like that youngster, Jamal, you know. He scored a good goal last night, but he was offside by a hair, you know. Spain are very hard to score against, you know. Like I said, I think they've conceded 1 goal in the tournament, you know. Like, it's the way they're set up, you know. But like I said, England, if England win tonight, you know, What, like, fuck me, mate. Like I said, this is the bit, I reckon, yeah, as a football fan, as a Man United fan that lives in England, I reckon that this is the biggest game England have competed in since 1966. That's what I believe in anyway. You know, like I said, if England win the World Cup, like the country, it'll give the country a lift. You know, like I said, it'll give any country a lift if you win the World Cup. You know what I mean? It's like, it's what fairy tales and dreams are made of. You know, like playing for your schoolboy team and then going and playing for the county and then moving on and playing international, like, you know, and then one day you're in a World Cup fucking semi-final against Argentina. Like Jude Bellingham, he's playing very well. You know what I mean? Him and Harry Kane, they link up well. It's like, you know, but like I said, they have a fucking world beater to stop tonight in Lionel Messi. You know, probably one of the best players I've ever seen in my life. You know, like I said, he was special. Like, you know, just like Ronaldo. Like I said, we won't. I don't know, like, whether we'll ever get to see that again. We will, but it's going to take a long time, you know, because greatness, you can't rush it. It takes a lifetime to become great, you know. Yeah. Well, yeah, this is England's best chance to win a World Cup since '66. You know, and I believe that I believe that they have the team to do it. I said it at the start with Mark. I predicted tonight's result. I mean, the outcome, the game, I predicted. England, Argentina semi-final. I didn't put money on it. I should have done. But like I said, it's like it'll give this country a boost, you know. English people, they love their football, you know. Like in Manchester, they love their football. It's the same as Liverpool. It's blue and red in the city. Blue and red. But there'll be loads of places tonight, loads of venues opened in Manchester with big screens and shit like that, you know, because, like I said, tonight, if you're a football fan, you know, you'll be watching this because England on paper are one of the best teams there. And at the end of the day, they can go down, they can make history tonight, you know, and get to the first final since 1966. It's like, and Harry Kane, I believe, is the right man to lead them, you know. You want your captain to be able to get you out of shit every now and then, and Harry Kane ticks all the boxes, you know. He ticks all the boxes. But, so yeah, this weekend, I'll let you know on Friday what day it's going to be, because Mousie's going to a march up in Liverpool there. I've got me ladder weekend, so yeah, I need to know which day it is. I can hear pigeon feathers rattling. Yeah, that fire, man, that's happened up on the moors. Like, you know, smoke travels. Okay, you know, smoke travels, right? I was saying to my brother earlier on, right? Now, I watch a lot of stuff about war and shit like that, right? And terrorist attacks and mad shit, right? I watch, but I watched this thing about chemical weapons and chemical warfare, and this scientist, he come up with this thing like anthrax, yeah, and you put it into the fabric, or you put it into, you can put it into a lot of things, and how it's released is when it's set on fire and the wind takes it. Once you smell it, you're dead. You know, it's like anthrax. Once a spore goes up your nose, that's it. You know, but this, like I said, the wind carries smoke. Do you understand? It's like, and it'd be one way, fucking blowing up something. Wouldn't imagine that. Like, you spray this fucking truck with all this stuff, you know, and then you put a bomb in it and blow it up, and all the smoke travels, and the smoke kills people because of what's inside it, you know. Like, and this fucker in Korea has a lot of it, you know. Like, he killed his own brother in an airport. Well, he didn't do it, he got girls to do it. Well, somebody from Korea did it, you know. Like, he had to kill his brother, you know. His brother could have come back one day and fucking, you know. But see his sister, oh, she's fucking cold too. I'll tell you that now. She's fucking, yeah, she's cold too. Imagine she give you an order and you didn't obey. Like, they're very obedient in Korea, you know. Like, it's alright on the Seoul side, but it's like, I think it's North Korea, mate. You don't want to get caught there. Like I said, you know what I mean? I remember fucking this Otto something his name was, and he stole a fucking poster, or took a poster off the wall, yeah, in Korea, yeah, and he got 15 years hard labour, yeah, and his parents did everything they could to get him home. You know, they campaigned to get his body home, and when he come home, he was after being sick in hospital. He got this disease that you get when you're fucking in a prison and there's no sanitization, and it's like you're not getting fed very well and you're working very fucking hard, and it's punishment. You know, in Korea, right, in North Korea, yeah, you know what them bastards can do? They can sentence you to a lifetime of hard work, yeah, and 3 generations of your children. You know, like, imagine that. Like that's next level torture, isn't it? Like, generations of your family punished for your crime before they're even born, you know what I mean? Like, how fucked is that? You know, they don't even have a calendar in North Korea. You know what I mean? Like, that guy, Rocket Man, Trump calls him, you know, King Jong. You do not want, like I said, this geezer, like, is fucking nuts. He loves basketball. Yeah, bro, can just see Harry Kane and Messi standing in the tunnel. It's gonna be some game, that, man.
Fuck all you cunts.
You fucking cunt. You want some? You fucking want some? You alright, son?
I've got to see the doctor again. I've got these fucking bloods, mate.
You alright, sir?
You want some? You bastard!
You fucking want some?
Oh, who knows?
You fucking bastard. You fucking bastard. Now you bastard. Now what? What? Hot enough? There you go, you can't. There you go, you can't. Fucking knee. Do you hear that crack? Do you hear that crack? Oh man. Hello. Are you still there? Are you still there? And I am a big teddy bear. Right. I know.
I'm gonna watch something for 20 minutes. But I'll be back on later. I hope you all enjoy the rest of that day, whatever you do. He cut off his fucking head and played soccer with his head. He played soccer with his head. What? I played soccer with his head. Is that what he just said?
When did this happen? 4 years ago. 4 years ago?
I played with his head and kicked it down the road.
Was that reported?
No, we were home.
What's that?
We were all homeless.
You know, homeless.
Homeless.
Homeless, I'm sorry.
Those are our bags, and yeah, they were stealing from us.
Okay. Which bags are yours?
So you back with one of my wife and girl, 2 friends.
Okay.
I wanted to get him back. I just tried to take it. He pulled the gun on me. So yeah, I had to make this.
Stabbed him to death. What else did you do? I cut off his head. Then I dragged his body down the street and played soccer with his head.
Soccer with his head?
I kicking it past cars. He was playing soccer with his head.
You want a cigarette? See what I can do for you, okay? See what I can do for you.
Within minutes, Joel loses his composure and admits to the killing. He claims James Garcia had sexually assaulted his wife years earlier, that he pulled a gun on him, forcing him to act in self-defense. But when detectives searched the scene, they found no weapon and later confirmed there was no record of a marriage, no victim, and no report of any assault. It was a story entirely fabricated by Joel to justify what he'd done. The interrogation ends there, and Joel is transported to the Doña Ana County Detention Center, where he's formally charged with first-degree murder. Over the following years, the case stalls after Joel is declared mentally incompetent to stand trial and placed under psychiatric evaluation. During that time, investigators learned that Joel has suffered from schizophrenia since the age of 11 and had been off his medication for years. It wouldn't be until March 2025, almost 4 years after the killing, that he's finally ruled competent and brought before a jury. After a week-long trial, the jury finds Joel Arciniega Sainz guilty of first-degree murder.
Do me a favour, Mousy. Tell me what day you're in Manchester, because I know Richard said you're going to Liverpool one of the days, so let me know which day. I have someone making a video for it as well. Yeah. I've just been watching this thing, bro, right? And this fella, he cut this fella's head off and he said he started playing soccer with it. He said he cut the fella's head off and he was playing soccer with it down the street. Like you do, yeah. Like cutting someone's head off and fucking playing heads and volley is a thing, you know. It is in some countries. When in doubt. When in Spain. Embrace the pain. But Mousy, what day is the march on? We arrive at 7:30 AM. We're going to a protest at 1:30, from 1 to 3 PM, then probably going to Liverpool. Right, well, listen to me. Send me a message on Instagram, yeah? And I'll meet up with you on Saturday morning. Yeah, is that 7:30 AM on the Saturday? Brilliant. Right, well, I'll meet up with you on Saturday. Yeah, I'll meet up with you on Saturday morning, because I have my son over the weekend, bro, you know what I mean? So it's like, I'll have him Friday, and then what I'll do is I'll bring him home, and then I'll go back into town, and I'll meet up with you, right? Oh, you're being there on Sunday as well. Well, what I might do is, right, like I said, because I want to have a few hours with you, you know what I mean? So I don't know whether to whether the Sunday would be a better option.
No,
What?
no.
Why?
England final will be fucking tough.
I know, that's the whole idea.
Oh, but fucking
You know what I mean?
final.
Mousy, I think on Sunday it'd be better to meet you because it's the final, and if England get to the final, bro, Manchester will be buzzing. Like, people would be fucking, it's like this country will go mental.
Let's go fucking mental.
Let's go fucking mental. You know, like I said, it's like, I just want England to win the World Cup so I don't have to listen to It's Coming Home anymore, because I can't take it anymore. If England don't win this fucking World Cup, I'm not watching football again. But I'll be honest with you, I'll give you another prediction. I bet you Argentina get a penalty, yeah? There's another prediction, right? And I bet you Messi misses it. Right. Brilliant. Well, that'd work out better for me, bro. That way then I can have my son a bit longer, you know what I mean? Friday and Saturday. But I'm looking forward to it, bro. What I'll do is, I'll send you my number on Instagram, yeah? And I'll meet up with you on the Sunday. And go and get a bit of breakfast if you want. Like I said, I'll talk to you on Instagram. I won't say too much on here, but I'm looking forward to it, yeah? You know, I watch your channel all the time and I love the way you do it and the way you understand, like, and guys, if you're not subbed to Mouse's channel, can you do it for me? You know, out of all the Irish channels, he's my favourite. And his channel is 7 times as big as mine. You know, and a lot of people go into his channel because he's very humble and noble. And it's very endearing when you come across people like that. But if the truth be told, I know what my own people is like. Do you understand? We all have an arsehole. And none of us are perfect. You know, we all have pasts and what have you. But your past is your past for a reason. There's nothing you can do about yesterday. Today matters. Not yesterday, not tomorrow. Today. That's what matters. Hey, bro, tell them what matters. Tell them today matters.
Today matters.
Today fucking matters, yeah? And while we're on the fact it matters, Irish lives matter. How about that? Free Ireland. Never mind Palestine. Free Ireland. You know, I'm like, yeah. What's going? What the?
Tell you what, that's some funky smell out there, mate. That is really fucking bad. That's what I come down last night and I thought there was something on fire, and then I thought,
no, it's an arsonist.
right, bro, I just need to give it a quick pop, right?
Right, I'm gonna get away. Wait, it's like I'm gonna sit on the foot.
Yeah, with the moppage, you have the OCD kicking in.
Yeah, Mouse, what I'll do is I'll send you my number, yeah, on Instagram, and we'll meet up Sunday morning.
Let's go fucking mental. Let's go fucking mental.
And we can have a walk around because, like I said, if England win tonight, Manchester will be fucking meal. It's already rammed. But Mousy, check this out, right? So there'll be loads of screens in Manchester that'll have the England game on. You know, if England get to the final, regardless who gets to the final, I'm still going to watch it. But if England could beat Argentina, I'll be honest with you, I think the referees are biased and FIFA is biased. I think they want Messi to win it. Like, they shouldn't even be in the semi-final. You know, it's like they fouled Mo Salah and the referee, he didn't call it. He didn't even give a fucking foul. 13 fouls against Egypt, yeah, that they missed. You have panels of VAR there, loads of experts. 9 people got the sack from FIFA because they didn't do their job. You know, and Argentina are in the semi-final because of that. Mo Salah should have gotten a penalty. Like, he caught him. And he carried on play. The ref let it go, and that ended up with Argentina scoring at the other end. So I think the referees are biased towards Argentina.
Right, bro, do it.
Yeah, man. Right, guys, listen to me. Yeah. I'm gonna Emmy live. Mark's giving the floor a mop, so you know what I mean. We have to clear the floors. Clear the floor.
It's on the floor.
It's on the floor.
Yes, there you go.
No fucking problem, brother. No bother. No bother. Alibaba. Be great if we had this mousey and it could fly. I've always wanted to know what it's like to be Aladdin for a day. Be Aladdin for a day, and I am not the case. Techers. That will do. Voila. Yeah, so Mousy, do me a favour, Mousy. Can you do me a favour? Delete that number, bro, for me. Yeah, how much? No. Yeah, retract that number if you can, bro. But anyway, guys, I'm gonna end me live. Thanks for coming in. Yeah, myself and the boys, we're getting ready for the semi-final tonight. England versus Argentina. I've lived in this country 32 years. 32 years I've had to listen to football's coming home. We're going to win the World Cup. We're going to win the Euros. Football's coming home. Football's coming home. Football's coming home. Football's coming home. Penalty shootout. Knocked out. Knocked out. Germany's gone. So there's no chance of that. But Argentina against England. If England beat Argentina, I reckon they'll go on to win the World Cup. Yeah, don't worry about it, Mousy. But guys, listen, I'm gonna end me live, okay? Let me go over here. But Mousy, what I'll do is I'll send you my number on what? Yeah, I'll send you my number on Instagram, yeah. But like I said, on Sunday, if England win tonight, Mousy, it'll be very lively, the city centre on Sunday, you know what I mean? So it'd be interesting to walk around with you and do a live. Like I said, Dublin, Manchester's very similar. You know, you have all sorts here. You know, from every religion, every sexuality. This is the gay, like Manchester, like has a gay village. Like I said, Manchester accepts everybody, regardless of sexuality, religion or nationality. You know, it took me in, and anyway, Manchester has been very good to me. You know, it's helped me become who I am today, in all fairness, you know. I'm not that person I used to be, Mousy, you know, even though he's in there, as you know, it's like, I fight against it on a daily basis, you know. It's like fucking good against evil, as they say, like, and the good part is winning, but there's another side to it, you know. Sodom and Gomorrah. and we will see you tomorrow. But yeah, I'll send you. How are you, Luke? But like I said, Mousy, I'll send you my number on Instagram. Yeah, and guys, can you do me a big favour? If you're watching this now, this afternoon, this evening, tonight, tomorrow, or the next day, there's 2 Irishmen I want you to sub to, right? You see Mousy in there, DMW, sub to him. He's my favourite Irish channel on YouTube. And then I think there's Paul Nolan. I don't know whether that's his name, but I know he does podcasts on crime with that other girl. Like, don't get me, yeah. I've watched a few, like Finn shared a few channels, Lucas shared a few channels. So if you're not sub to Trenchant, Erde, can you do it? And if you're not sub to Mousy, I'm grand, bro. Thanks for asking, Luke. What's your prediction for tonight? Mousy, what are you going with tonight? England, Argentina. But guys, I'd like to thank you all for coming in and listen to me, yeah? If you're not sub to Luke there, or if you're not sub to Mousy, can you sub to his channel? And he does daily lives, guys. He's Irish, he's one of us. He's my comrade, you know, and we're meeting up on Sunday. We've got a lot in common, myself and Derek. Yeah, I can smell that smoke more. It's the way the wind is blowing. Like today, like Mousy, somebody set fire to the Moors the other night. And you can smell it in Liverpool, Birmingham. It's even travelling down south. It's like, wow. It's actually coming this way, like I can actually fucking see smoke. But like I said, if England win tonight, this country will go gaga. You know, it's like Argentina, you know, Falklands. There's history here, you know. Like, this is personal, you know, for England and Argentina. I'm Irish, I'm just a spectator. I'm neutral, you know. I wish Ireland had a getting there, but they would have gotten knocked out in the first round and anyway. But it would have been nice to see them there, you know, and it's hard for me as a football fan living in England, especially an Irishman, and your country doesn't qualify for nearly fucking 30 years, something stupid. You understand how many years it is? It feels like more, you know, but it is what it is, you know what I mean? England are there on merit. They beat some great teams, you know what I mean? And they faced the biggest challenge of the World Cup tonight again in Argentina. You know, Messi will score tonight. I have a feeling there'll be a penalty and a red card in this game tonight. So I told you for shout out to Florida, Tampa. Big up you. From Cabra. Shout out to Luke Baldoyle, Dublin 13. Right, guys, listen, I have to go. I have a fucking couple of things I need to do. But I'll be back on later on. I might even do a watch along for the England game with me brothers. You know, we'll see later on, you know what I mean? It's like I said, I know a lot of arses are going to be on sofas tonight at 8 o'clock around the world watching England face Argentina. The biggest challenge of the World Cup. Right, Mousy, God bless you, right? Luke, God bless you. And guys, if you're not sub to Trenchant, Erde, can you give him a sub? And if you're not sub to Mousy, DMW, guys, go sub to him. And for every Irish man and woman that's sub to my channel here, go over and check Mousy's channel out. You'll sub to it and you'll watch his content. He goes around a lot of places doing content, you know. We won't even go into the migrant conversation today, but what we will do on Sunday is we'll have a bit of a debate, maybe a fucking conversation about it. But until then, guys, I'm going to say goodbye, right? And I'll talk to you later. Thanks for coming in.